Good evening. Good evening. How are you guys doing? This is Leah Abney coming to you this afternoon. I am the VP for Business Affairs with the Greater Augusta Black Chamber of Commerce, coming to you this evening with business matters. It's been a moment. I'm trying to get my thoughts together, you guys. But I am here on this evening, and I hope that everybody's doing okay, that you guys are remaining to stay safe in this COVID-19 environment. But, as I had last month, I was not here, and I hope that you got some great information that was shared with you from Miss Shagrela Hammond. I thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Woo, yay. Thank you for stepping in for me. If you're on the line, I want you to go ahead and just do a shout out and say hello so I can say hi back to you and call you out by name because I can't see who's on. So, and also share, please share this. Um, but I do thank you guys for joining me this evening, and I'm going to be sharing some things. I'm going to keep on staying and talking a little bit about nonprofit organizations. But also keep in mind that some of the information that I share concerning nonprofit organizations can also be good for businesses that are looking for sponsorship, okay? Corporate sponsorship. And that's going to be my focus on this evening because I want to just encourage you guys that are in business right now, or maybe you're looking to start something and you're like, oh, you know what, this is not the right time. Absolutely the right time because money is still out there and corporations are definitely giving funding away. But I'm going to share some tips with you that's going to help you navigate through that process a little bit more easier. And I can tell you the biggest thing is really planning, and sometimes you may have to step back just a moment just to get things in order. But I will encourage you, don't stop. Just go ahead and make sure that you do your own research. So I'm going to share some information for you to you on this evening, and I'm going to be focusing on corporate sponsorship. And this is just one of the ways that you can look to get help if you're focusing on a cause like a social cause in the community. This is another way to supplement resources for your particular cause, or maybe it's your business. And one of the ways you can do that is through corporate sponsorship, and there's benefits to corporate sponsorships on both sides. And one of the biggest benefits, of course, is if you're able to get the money, right? But the another benefit is it's also opportunity to tap into other resources like volunteers. If you're looking for volunteers for a particular event that you're wanting to do, um, or for them to sponsor out some other tools, such as maybe a website. It could, now that we're in a virtual platform, some currently right now, you have some businesses that are giving out sponsorships for nonprofits to do your website, to do your social media. So right now, even in this COVID-19 environment that we're in, there are resources out there that you can tap into where they'll give you free resources. But you got to start somewhere first. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about social enterprise. And social enterprise is defined as a business that has a specific social objective that serves as a primary purpose. So in other words, let me use like mental health. So if you happen to provide mental health services or programs to help those who are currently right now having problems with anxiety and other mental issues in this COVID-19 environment. There are funds out there available to you, but you have to have everything in place first in order to ask for that help. You just can't, when it comes to corporate sponsorship, depending on who you're going to go to, it's not like our local business. You built that relationship and you can just have, that one-to-one meeting, or you can pick up the phone and say, hey, your local areas are more likely. I'm going to say this. And some of you are like, well, I've already got corporate, I already got sponsorship. And I commend you on that. But let's look at if you want to step it up just a little bit. Okay, you want to step it up and you're looking for specific things. So this is an opportunity for you to expand your opportunity to gain support. And so again, when we're looking at social enterprise, there are a lot of Fortune 500 companies. One of the things that they have, and you may have heard of this before, is called social responsibility, and they actually have a full department catered to just that. And their job is to look for charitable organizations. And so, what does that mean when you're looking for a charitable organizations? That means they're looking for one that has the designation as a 501c3. And so if you're not currently a 501c3, I would not give up hope, because are there sponsorships out there where you don't have to have a 501c3? Absolutely, there are. You just have to do your research. Again, targeting the organization, and I'm gonna talk about that in just a moment. But again, many of your corporate organizations, they do set aside funds specifically for charitable organizations or for organizations that is aligned with their values. So they, when it comes to giving away money, a lot of times when we go and we try to get that sponsorship, we immediately think that, okay, and I'm just going to use a company, Google. Let's just say Google has a sponsorship, has a social responsibility program. They're giving out funds, and you just immediately reach out to them. You fill out the application, but you didn't read it. Because a lot of times, if you read through their social, go to their website and look up their social responsibility, they're going to tell you who they target. So, who they're targeting, if you're trying to do something for sports, if you're trying to do something for sports and you're reaching out to Google, but Google, their focus may be on feeding the homeless. Two total opposite things, right? That are focused. So you want to make sure that whatever organization you're going out to ask for corporate sponsorship, do your homework. Definitely go to their website, and I do it all the time because I'm always wanting to see, okay, what is their focus and does it align to the nonprofit that I founded? And so that helps me to write up my list for the year. I write up my list of those organizations that I want to go and get to ask. And I make sure that their focus is aligned with my focus so that I don't waste their time and I don't waste my time and get disappointed going after something that they're going to turn around and deny because it's not aligned up. So if you find yourself like, well, I've put in for that sponsorship and they're always telling me no, it very well may be because of the fact that, guess what your focus is, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I remember somebody tells me that, you know what, not everybody cares about what you're doing. And it's not that they don't care. The thing is that what their focus is on is totally opposite of what you're focusing on. And so they're like, okay, their purpose is when they do corporate sponsorship. Let me back up just a little bit. When a Fortune 500 company does corporate sponsorship, their focus is number one. They have something, that a social issue that they want to address. They're looking for a organization, a charitable organization, or another organization that they can turn around, put the money or resources in to help them in that effort. They're trusting they're trusting you. They're trusting you, if you are that organization, to help them in that effort. But we have to prove ourselves. You have to prove ourselves through certain things. And so, in order to prepare yourself um, for corporate sponsorship, the first thing is, what do you need it for? What is your need? And so you want to make sure that whatever your need is and why you're needing it. So for instance, if I am needing a vehicle and I'm needing a car, right, for my for the nonprofit or for the business, whatever it is. I can't just walk up to a lot and say, hey, this is what I have, and I'm hoping that you'll donate a car to me. We actually have to do the work. So number one, I'm going to look into that organization. Let's say it's Ford, because Ford does do corporate sponsorship. If I wanted a vehicle, I would go to their website and I would look and see what it is their interest, their social interest. And if I find out that theirs is education or career development, that would be a good fit because now we got the same interests. My next thing is what would I need the vehicle for? What will I need the vehicle for? One of my programs is that we take, let's say we do college road trips. Okay. We do college road trips. And so I would need a 15 pass. I'm looking and I'm saying I need a 15 passenger van from Ford, and I want to get it from Ford. So now I have the need. Even though I have the need, I have to show that how I'm going to use it. And do I have part of the need is now, although I'm doing the college road trip, do I have enough people to fill the vehicle? Do I have enough people to fill the vehicle? So now I have to turn around and show the data. This is where data comes in, and this is why it's important that in your business you are tracking data. Data could be your number of customers. It could be the demographics. It could be what I mean by demographics. How if it's something that focus on women, how many women, what age group, and so you're tracking these demographics because later it'll become very helpful in you securing resources, whether it is a loan, whether it's corporate sponsorship, or whether it's in-kind gift. And the in-kind gift is typically, well, you know what? If you were to get the vehicle, that would be considered in-kind gift, or a house in-kind gift. If you were to get, or a building, okay, that would be in-kind gift. So again, you want to be able to say what the need is and then back it up with the data. So if I end up having 3 or 4 programs, and right now we're in COVID, so there probably isn't much road trips we'll be doing because we're trying to do those virtually. But let's say we're not in COVID, or maybe you are a maybe your organization and you're actually need are taking people who are homeless to appointments, or you're taking them somewhere else and you need a vehicle. Okay, so you will be have to say how many people what can you fit into this van. If you typically are only taking one person, if you typically are only taking one person and you're asking for an 18 passenger van, you're probably not going to get that 18 passenger van. However, if you are created to play, oh, hi, how are you? However, if you end up having, let's say you are doing, even if you're doing 8, be very careful. You're like, well, 8 is close to a 15 passenger van. A lot of times they will not, still won't give it to you because they're like, you still don't have enough. You have to show the data that you can fill that van up and you're going to use it because they want to know whether or not they're going to get like value from giving away a 18 or 15 passenger van. So again, you have to back that up with the right data. And so that becomes very important. If you're like, well, Leah, we're in COVID-19, where do we get this information? And I can tell you, a lot of times what I've done is once I've targeted the audience, especially if it's an audience that already exists through another organization. So for instance, if I'm doing programs for a school and well, for instance, I'm getting ready to do a speaking engagement on the 7th of September. That particular organization is a nonprofit organization and we are doing it virtually. I am asking that host or the founder of that organization, I'm asking for the demographic data. How many people are going to be on, and how many people, and what age are they? So I'm gathering that data. So even on a virtual platform, if you're on a virtual platform, design, because I've done it, I've designed myself a questionnaire. I send it to the host for them to fill it out so that I can capture that data. So that's one way that you can be prepared. Make sure, number one, you know your need and you back it up with the data. The second thing is you definitely want to do your homework, as I said before. Research the organizations. You can literally Google, let's say you're going to Google Bank of America, and you can turn around and add to that social responsibility, and it should take you to their social responsibility page. And on there, they're going to have a whole lot of information. They may even have a point of contact that you can reach out to. I've done it several times. I would just pick up the phone and just have a chat. And the benefit of that is that you've established a relationship. And even though you may not be ready right now, they will give you some tips and tools to say, hey, look, this is what you need to do to prepare yourself. And I'm going to encourage you to come back. Now, this is the thing about corporate sponsorships. Not every corporate sponsorship is open to the public. Some corporate sponsorships, you have to get somebody to get an invite, invitation. And sometimes when you, again, one of those ways to get one of those invitations from those corporate sponsorships, if there is a point of contact, that you pick up the phone and you do that cold call. You just give them a call, introduce yourself, and have a chat with them. And so a lot of times what they'll do is if you can get them interested and get them to buy in to your cause, you'll get the invite. But how do you do that, Leah? One of the ways is I want to tell you guys to practice, practice, practice. You need to practice your pitch. Even though you're a nonprofit organization, there are some principles, just like a for profit, that you need being a nonprofit organization. So if you're like me, and I know some of y'all be like, no way. I get a little nervous having to pick up the phone, and I'm like, oh, do I have to? But what I've done was I made sure that I write myself a pitch and that I'm selling all the points, who you are, what you do, and what I can offer. Keep it simple and keep it very, very simple. And when you write that pitch, know that every pitch would not fit with every organization. So you may have to have one or two type pitches depending on who it is that you're talking to. And I can tell you, like, for instance, when it comes to building a space, is that something that you're looking in 2021? Right now is a good time to start writing that up so that you can get yourself prepared for those. If you're looking to do different events and you need an open platform, if that's something you're searching for, I can tell you hotels will do in-kind sponsorships for you. So there are a lot of resources that are out there. So again, do your homework and plan ahead. Plan ahead. When you are considering sponsorship, add that into your financial plans. Add it into your financial plans, and then be able to say, I want to go after A, B, and C sponsorship, but we're gonna, go for it for this reason, and this reason. For instance, I wanted some promotional items. So if you're looking for promotional items for imprint, I'm gonna type this in there. Let me see if I can get this. For imprint, they actually have, and you can Google it. For imprint is one spon- sponsorship I was able to get, and they are offering is an open enrollment. So it's not like they have a cutoff date. So you just go to For Imprint, social responsibility or giving, and you should be able to go there. And they actually have a $500 sponsorship grant that you can do, and that was one of the easier ones I was able to get. And I was able to get some promotional items. You get $500, and then you take that $500 and you purchase, well, they give you a $500 credit and you purchase $500 of promotional items from off of their website. And I can tell you that that was a good year. That was a good year for me to have some things. As a matter of fact, it lasted beyond the year because one of the things I did was make sure I did not get anything dated. This is a good tip. If you're going for promotional items and you're getting a sponsorship for promotional items, do not date don't have the item dated. Don't have the item dated because if this way you'll be able to use it beyond that year. Okay, be able to use it beyond that year. So again, back to what I was saying, you want to plan for those things depending on what it is that you're doing. And then know the giving season. Every hi, how are you? Every giving season is different. So you want to make sure that you pay attention to the giving season. Right now, there is a lot of giving that's going on right now. So this is a good time to if you're a nonprofit organization or for profit, this is the right time. This is a good time to be able to do that because they're trying to do the end of the year, and so that's starting right about now. And it usually goes all the way, and they're trying to get, give all that away. Okay. And you don't want to miss that opportunity. Okay. And I already talked about adding it to your budget. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm looking at my notes because I didn't want to miss anything. And designing a plan for what you will need will be benefit for the corporation to support your costs. This is the thing. If you look at it this way, these corporate organizations, they are planning, like literally set aside money. They plan this. And so for us as small businesses and nonprofit organizations, it's important we do the same thing so we can benefit off of them. Why would we not? So again, do the planning. And there are three ways to be able to prepare. The first is ensure that you know your mission and what it is that you do. I make a point of taking out my mission statement every year and I look at it and I review it to make sure that it still aligns with what we currently are doing and whom we are servicing. One of the things I've noticed working in corporate America and doing strategic planning is that sometimes the organization would take a life of its own and it would start to shift and change. But a lot of times what happens is organizations and businesses are still working off of the old mission and your focus could have changed. So take a moment, pull out your mission statement. If you don't have a mission statement, again, simple is what you're going to talk about who it is you provide it to, what it is you provide it to, and why you provide it to them. Okay, so that becomes your mission statement, and that's what you work off of. That drives your activities and your goals when you are operating as a nonprofit or for profit. The next thing is design a plan so that you will know what you need to target the right organization. Again, you want to write it down. So once you got your mission down, you turn around and you look at, and a great way to do this is doing an analysis and what they call environmental analysis. Some of you may know it as a SWOT or a SWOC. C, okay, C. And that C stands for challenges. So you're looking at your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and challenges. With the T is looking at threats. A lot of people are like, whoa. So you can use the C, look at the challenges if that makes you feel more comfortable. So you're looking at your challenges. And it's important that you look at your challenges because now what you can do is you can design different goals on what it's, one of your goals may be focused on the action would be sponsorship, that you would need more sponsorship, to increase your funding and to build a good foundation for what your organization, for your organization. So it may be sponsorship, but then turn around and targeting on what it is you're going to be looking for as far as sponsorship in those organizations that tie into the same cause as yours. You don't want to turn around and uh, let's say, let me think. Oh, you don't want to turn around and target JC Penney's as a corporate sponsorship when you don't need clothes. and that's not your focus. You know, and I know for some it's like, well, I could use the gift card. Okay, okay, but again, you want to ensure that you are targeting those businesses that will really help your organization grow. That is the key. That's the reason you're trying to make your business grow, not just to get, and please hear my heart, not just to get a bucket full or a box full of gift cards. You want to be able to sustain your organization. You want to sustain that business, and you want to make that foundation strong, and you can do that through corporate sponsorship. So the next thing you want to do is again have the data. Collect your data, ladies and gents. Please collect your data. I can't tell you how important that is. Uh, no business, the government doesn't run without data. Okay, it is necessary in order to support your reason why you're asking for their money. Why are you asking for their resources, right? So have the data. They want to know that what they give to you will not be a loss. They want to know that what they're giving to you is not going to be a loss. So they want to know that you have a following. This is another thing I want to mention. Start checking your social media, ladies and gents. And I know for some of you, like, oh, I'm the same way. I'm like, okay, really, 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 yeah, really. In this day and age, because of COVID-19, we've flipped to another platform, and we have to make ourselves present and known. They want to know, do you exist? So the first thing they're going to do is, if you haven't already filled out a grant, if you have not already filled out for sponsorship, one of the things that they ask for is your website and your social media handles. They're going to say, do you have Twitter? Do you have Facebook? Do you have such and such? And the reason why they want to go look at that is because they want to see your presence. How well known are you known in the community? Because why is because they want to know if they're Coca-Cola, for instance, if they are Ford, for instance. There's two things they want. Number one, they're like, okay, we want to be known that we care about the community. That's one thing. And that's that's something that has grown over the years with organizations being more social responsibility and caring about social issues. Top. Number two is that they'll get a return on that, because if they have a good image in the community, I would probably more likely and go and patronize that organization, or it will increase their following, therefore increase their patronage. So they're getting two things on the back end of that relationship. And so they're like, okay, if I leverage and pour into this organization, what am I going to get back? And so a lot of times they already know. That's why a lot of times organizations, especially Fortune 500 companies, would immediately say yes to an organization because of their social presence, because of their presence in the community. So they are more likely to give to them. And I know it's not fair. I get it, it's not fair, but that's how the tumbleweed kind of tumbles, right? And so we have to also do our due diligence. And then don't get me wrong, there are some organizations that's willing to take a chance, and the reason why they're willing to take the chance, because of your pitch. Your pitch is really a buy-in. You're getting them to buy in to your cause. So again, that becomes very important. That visibility due to COVID-19 becomes very vital, that you increase your visibility on social media. So take a moment. If you haven't been very active on social media, create a plan for yourself where you can at least post, try to be more consistent on posting and reaching out to those that are following you on and giving them something back. Giving them something back. And I'm not talking about giving anything away for free. I'm just saying communicating with them, building that relationship with them. So those are some of the things that I had to share. And if it doesn't fit, I want y'all to remember this. If it doesn't fit, don't try to squeeze it in. Okay. If that organization doesn't fit with your agenda, it does not fit with your cause, don't try and make it fit just because you want the sponsorship and because there are a big name. Make sure you're picking the ones that meet your values. Okay. If they're outside of your values and what your brand stands for, don't partner with them. I really encourage you not to partner with them just because they're a big name business. Make sure that they mesh, they gel with what you're doing. And so I want to encourage y'all to just to keep it moving, okay? As you are out there building your business, don't give up hope. Again, do your research, and I'm going to give you well, how many do I have? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, and I got about eight organizations here. I'm gonna go ahead and put them in this chat that y'all can take a look at. That does corporate matching, okay? They do corporate matching. So these are organizations that do corporate matching. Okay. So there is American Express. And again, just Google, okay, American Express. Ah, is one. You got Bank of America. There's Citibank. There's Coca-Cola. Delta Airlines. Now, I can tell you, Delta Airlines is really cool. And of course, most of us are not doing any flying right now, but I definitely would check them out anyways to see if they have any additional corporate corporate sponsorships that they have. Ford is another good one, and also Nike. So those are just about 7, 8 corporate matchings that y'all can turn around and take a look at as you guys are building your plans. And again, I am Leah Abney with the Greater Augusta Black Chamber of Commerce. And I hope that you guys just continue to follow us. There are a lot of great things that are happening with the chamber in the coming months. I'm going to be hosting a couple of other events, such as the Business 101. We're going to be bringing that. So be looking for, stay tuned to that information coming out soon. Also, we're going to be, and that's going to be virtual, you guys. So we're going to try to do Business 101 virtually. Also, you guys, I haven't forgotten about Hit the Grind. COVID-19 happened, and we're going to go back out, and we're going to be, I'm going to put that back out there, and we're going to turn that into a virtual platform. So stay tuned to that as well. Also, for those of you, we were talking about pitch, right? We're talking about doing a pitch. We're going to have the pitch contest. So you guys get yourselves ready, right? We're going to be announcing that real soon. So I want you guys to stay tuned. Again, and for those of you who are joining, if you would like to become a member of the Greater Augusta Black Chamber of Commerce, please go to our website, which I'm going to put right here, mygabc.org. Please go on to our website, and there you will be able to join as a member. So I hope that you guys have a great evening on and a great rest of the week and weekend. And remember that my GABC is here for you. Whatever business needs you need or questions you may have, please reach out to us. And remember that we are one community, one voice. Y'all have a great evening.